So we are discussing that how a 5 marks question in business P1 is answered. This is a business P1 question for 5 marks, and explain how a public limited company can finance its large capital investments. We can define the public limited company first. We can say that public limited company is a company that has limited liability and it's listed in the stock exchange. It means that it can sell its shares in the stock exchange to raise the finance. And then we can start our answer. There is a huge and big question that how many points are to be written in the answer of 5 marks question. Yani how many ways that it should be financed should be given in this question. So, bacho, this is a very simple. Remember that I always recommend you to write 2 points only, not more than that. But the matter is the explanation of these 2 points is different. It's not one linking point explanation now that it was in the 3 marks question. The explanation is different. How we explain our points in a 5 marks or even in 8 marks question, we'll continue with that. There is 2 W's. That is a formula that you need to remember for answering question. 2 W's means, first W means why, and second W means what. Why we are stating something? If we are saying that public limited company can invest through selling of shares, so why it's so? Why we are stating something? As I told you, if we say, like we are going to say right now, okay, the public limited company can finance its capital projects by selling of shares, so why we are stating and what impact it would have on business overall. And that impact will be little explained, and it will be more than one linking point. It was a one linking point, one line explanation only in a 3 marks question. The question was asking in 3 marks that briefly explain, but there is no briefly explain. Now we can explain in detail. So the question is explain how a public limited company can finance its large capital investment. Let me write the answer 1 point, then we can discuss that. After defining public limited company, a public limited company can finance its capital projects like a new building or buying of new capital machinery by selling off its shares in the stock exchange. This is the knowledge point. This is the point that we have stated. Now we are going to explain it. First, we'll talk about why it's so. Because all public limited companies are listed. It means basically registered in stock exchange. That's why they can easily sell their shares. Now we have written why. Now we'll come to the what impact it would have on the business. By selling of shares, the companies can raise more amounts of finance by selling of shares. The companies can raise more amount of finance because large funds will be needed to fund capital projects, and those large funds can be easily obtained through stock exchange investors. Look, although we can add one more sentence to that too, that however, the business will have to pay dividends to the shareholders on that amount of money that they have generated from the stock exchange. But still, I guess I say that this is also enough that we have given. We have defined public limited company, and then we stated a point. We said the public limited company can finance its capital projects like building or buying of new capital machinery. This is a little of application that we have used from the question. The question was about the capital investment. So we have used a little of the application by stating this, that the company can use, sell their shares by this for this larger projects, for example, building and buying. So we have done a little of application. Then we have stated our knowledge point by selling of इट्स शेयर्स. तो ये हमारा नॉलेज है जिसकी हम आगे एक्सप्लेनेशन देने जा रहे हैं. उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन देते हुए सेड इन अ स्टॉक एक्सचेंज बिकॉज ऑल पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनीज आर लिस्टेड इन स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. तो ये पहला हमने वाई अपना दे दिया क्योंकि दे कैन सेल बिकॉज दे आर लिस्टेड इन स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. Then we came to the second part of the question. That's why they can easily sell their shares. By selling of shares, the companies can raise more amount of finance. One linking point, because large fund will be needed to fund capital projects. Second linking point, and these large funds can be easily obtained through stock exchange. Third linking point, and if someone wants to extend it further, he or she can state that, but however, the company will have to pay dividends to the shareholders if it raises its finance to the shareholders, but there is no need of that. If still someone wants to extend, so he can extend to that extent. This is the 1 point, and its explanation. You will write another point for a 5 marks question. For example, the other point will be the company can take long-term bank loans, for example, for 20 years. And then in explanations, you can write that the banks always prefer giving loans to the banks always prefer loans giving to the companies, public limited companies, because there are lesser security risks in giving loan to the public limited companies because they are larger businesses and they can easily return that loans. So this would be a complete 5 marks question.